Terence Crawford vs Canelo Alvarez is officially set to be the biggest fight of the year, happening September 2025. But just as the hype hits its peak, Floyd Mayweather has stepped in with a major warning that could change everything. After months of rumors, drama, and pure chaos, Turkey Alalchik has finally confirmed it. Crawford vs Canelo is happening. And the stage couldn't be more fitting, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the perfect battleground for a mega showdown of this scale. But if you thought this was going to be a respectful, sportsmanlike clash, think again. These two aren't exchanging compliments. They are exchanging fire. And it all came to a head at a Saudi airport.
Yesterday they text me. They text me and say, we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. Yeah, they text me yesterday and I say, look, I'm not gonna talk about any other fight. I'm focused 100% on this fight. Look, I don't like the way he talk, and I'm not in this position because of any. I'm in this position if he wants to work with me, it's in my way, not in their way.
What was
I don't need it.
What didn't you like about how he approached?
It's not the way to approach. It's not the way to approach to me. Look, I respect everybody and I respect Turkey, but look, if he wants to work with me...
The two undisputed champions were supposed to meet with Turkey Alalchik to finalize details for their September fight. But before they even got there, tensions exploded at the airport. When Canelo Alvarez came face to face with Terence Crawford, he didn't offer a handshake. Not even a nod. Crawford was ready for some kind of conversation, some mutual respect. Instead, Canelo walked right past him, completely ignoring him. Anyone who knows Crawford knows that's not something he takes lightly. He's a fighter who leads with pride, and if you disrespect him, you better be ready for what follows. So Crawford stepped up, ready to confront him. But instead of cooling things down, Canelo escalated it. Reports say he got right in Crawford's face, fists clenched, like he was ready to throw down right there in the terminal. That's when both teams had to jump in. Security rushed over, scrambling to stop the two champions from turning the airport into a boxing ring. What was supposed to be a calm, professional meetup nearly turned into an all-out brawl before the fight was even announced. And where does Floyd Mayweather fit into all this Middle Eastern madness? Well, let's just say Money Mayweather has been tight with Crawford ever since this fight started brewing.
Hello, I think that's weird, you know, because you'd have to gain like, what, 20 pounds? Yeah. But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight, that's the money fight, that's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, you know, I mean, catch weight. You can do something out of catch weight.
What weight you think?
I like 160.
You said 154 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah, 150.
Word on the street, Lloyd's been secretly helping, but Crawford sharpen his game, passing on that undefeated champion mindset and strategy. They are not just friends, they are forming a fight camp with serious intent. Mayweather's legacy, experience, and ring IQ are fueling Crawford's preparation for what could be the biggest challenge of his career.
Hold me back!
And when the airport confrontation made headlines, Floyd didn't stay quiet. While the media was going wild with speculation, Mayweather stepped forward with a clear message. Even though Crawford is no rookie, he needs to treat Canelo Alvarez as the most dangerous opponent he's ever faced. And let's be honest, when Floyd says that, it hits different. After all, is the only fighter who has ever handed Canelo a clear defeat. He didn't just beat him, he outclassed him. So if anyone knows what it takes to beat Canelo Alvarez, it's Floyd Mayweather. Let me know if you want this version merged with the previous rewrites to make one giant piece. I can also format it like a YouTube video script, a podcast episode, a boxing magazine feature, a social media thread, with cliffhanger plus calls to action. Just tell me the format you're thinking, and we'll knock it out. Boxing glove fire.
You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat it.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, I'll beat it. his neck. That's some hate type shit to me.
Yeah, like platinum.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather isn't sugarcoating anything. He's giving Terence Crawford a blunt, urgent warning. This isn't just another fight. This is legacy defining. This is dangerous. And if Crawford isn't 110% locked in, things could go south fast. Floyd's been there. He's done it all. And he's basically telling Crawford, look, I know you're great. But this is Canelo. You slip up even once, and it's game over. And honestly, Floyd might have a point. Even took to social media, saying, Terence is a great fighter, but you don't just move up 2 weight classes and fight Canelo unless you know exactly what you're doing. This sport is about smart moves, not just big ones. This is a wake-up call for Terence.
No, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out.
But here's where things get really interesting. Not only did Canelo snub Crawford at the airport, but insiders say he told his team afterward that he's not giving Crawford any respect until they meet in the ring. To Canelo, Crawford is just another challenger. Just another name. Not on his level, and if Crawford was fired up before, now he's stepping into this fight with bad intentions.
Looking great. Thank you. I will come to. Looking great. Thank you.
Turkey Alashik's home, the tension was thick. Turkey, being the businessman he is, had to play referee. Photos emerged of him posing with both fighters, and while they tried to look professional, you could just feel the energy in the room. Neither man was smiling, and neither man looked relaxed, and you know that means war is coming. With September locked in as the fight month, this beef is finally dangerous
levels. Crawford is taking a massive risk by jumping 2 weight classes to face Canelo, and critics are questioning if he can handle the power difference. But with the way Crawford's fired up now, he might just turn this into the fight of his life.
The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it. And lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago. Because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go.
But here's the twist. Crawford's not next. Before Canelo steps into the ring with Bud, he's scheduled to face William Skull on May 3rd to defend his undisputed super middleweight crown. Some fans are calling it a warm-up fight, questioning whether it's necessary. But here's the thing, if Canelo walks into the Crawford fight holding all 4 titles at 168 pounds, it only raises the stakes. This isn't just a fight anymore. It's shaping up to be one of the biggest championship showdowns in modern boxing.
He wants to move up to 68 and fight the winner of Canelo Alvarez at 68.
I commend them for it. It takes a lot of balls to do it. A lot of courage, but it also takes, more importantly, it takes believing in yourself. So I commend Crawford for it.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The weight difference. Crawford has never fought at 168 pounds before. This is a massive 14-pound jump from his last fight. A lot of fans are wondering if Crawford might be biting off more than he can chew, but here's something people forget. Canelo Alvarez also started his career at welterweight. the very same division where Crawford became undisputed. For elite champions like these, moving up in weight isn't a gamble, it's just another challenge to conquer.
I can't go down anymore. But you know, like he say, you know, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, it's too small, it's too small, and then, you know, he need to enjoy his fight. Okay, he deserves it. He deserves it. I like Spence, but you know, I like Spence and all the respect for him and everything. But I knew. I think is the type of fight Terence Crawford is different. 168, but like I say, like he say, nobody's gonna give me credit for that.
If there's anyone who knows the recipe for taking down Canelo Alvarez, it's Floyd Mayweather. And let's be real, Terence Crawford couldn't have gone to a better person for a fight plan. Floyd is the only man to have officially beaten Canelo, and he didn't just edge out a win, he schooled him for 12 straight rounds back in 2013. Sure, Canelo was younger then, but the lessons from that fight, they still hold up today. Ronnie Shields, a top-tier trainer, recently broke it all down. If Crawford wants to take out Canelo, he needs to follow Floyd's blueprint. Shields isn't worried about the weight difference like most people. He knows boxing is about IQ, footwork, and control, not just brute strength, and that's exactly how Floyd beat Canelo. He set the pace, landed clean, slipped away before Canelo could even react. He kept Canelo off balance, never letting him get into rhythm. Shields laid it out perfectly. Crawford needs to stay loose, keep moving, and never become a stationary target.
18 at the time, when Floyd Mayweather fought Arturo Gatti. I'm just curious, did you watch that fight?
Of course. I still watch it.
Right, because it was that kind of... Because I'm asking because when you fought Ndongo at 140, you looked really great that night too. Same weight class Floyd as that we fought Gatti.
Right.
Not asking hypothetical who would win, but do you think that night you were right there with Floyd on the night he fought Gatti?
Of course. I'm always thinking that I'm on a higher level than a lot of people give me credit. It's just me with the confidence that I have in myself.
Being that he was the previous pound-for-pound king before you, does he get a little more attention than other great fighters from you when it came to studying him on the way up?
Of course.
What'd you take from him?
It was my era. You know, the whole hit and not get hit, and to make the adjustments that he's made to certain fighters. You know, he's the king.
So, do you think you guys got a lot in common?
In some aspects, yeah.
How are you guys? Did both
boxing? I think, you know, I take more chances.
Excuse me, Carl?
You know, right now. But earlier in his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it just depends on which Floyd Mayweather you talk about. You talk about money, or do you talk about Pretty Boy? Because Pretty Boy was the seek and destroy fighter.
You're more like Pretty Boy, probably, right?
Right. But then, you know, he started having hand injuries, so he couldn't really keep up with the same, you know.
And here's the crazy part, Canelo has always struggled against that style. We saw it again in 2022 when Dmitry Bivol used slick movement and smart defense to completely throw Canelo off his game. He couldn't cut off the ring. He got frustrated. He started swinging wild. Bivol exposed the weakness, but Floyd perfected the method, and now he's passing that exact strategy on to Crawford.
Yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh shit, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Mayweather has been in Crawford's corner ever since this fight was first announced, helping him mentally and tactically prepare, and now that Floyd sees how serious Canelo is taking this, is making it crystal clear to Crawford you can't afford to slip. Not even for a second. Canelo might be one of boxing's biggest global superstars, but even he knows, this isn't just any opponent. Let's be honest, Canelo didn't just wake up one morning and say, let's fight Crawford. This was a calculated move, because he knew, if he dodged this fight, the boxing world would never let him live it down.
Running from Benavides. What is that? I mean, imagine if I ever ran from anybody. Like, did I run from somebody in my career? No. Did Chavez run from somebody in his career? No. Chavez was 87-0. Imagine that. So to me, that's the all-time greatest fighter.
At the same time, Canelo knows the risk, and that's why he's not diving headfirst into the fire. Instead, he's taking a strategic detour, defending his titles against William Skull first. Call it a warm-up, but let's call it what it really is, a smart delay. Canelo's no fool. He remembers what happened to Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and even Gervonta Davis, all fighters who looked too far ahead, made one wrong move, and watched their momentum collapse. So Canelo's being careful. He's keeping Crawford in the rear view, not the windshield, for now. He's stalling, studying Bud's style, buying time to prepare for what may be the biggest challenge of his career.
Of a fight with you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We're not talking about about the fight. Me and Tukaraj know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp?
Huh?
When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
training camp in March.
Okay, so
at the beginning of the middle of the February or March.
So there you have it. Floyd Mayweather isn't just talking. He's issuing a full-blown warning to Terence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez is no joke, and whatever went down between them recently, it's only made things more dangerous. But here's the big question: will Crawford listen to Floyd's advice, or will he take his own route and try to shock the world his way? One thing's for sure, this fight is shaping up to be one of the most intense chess matches in boxing history.
Didn't have an error to himself, and if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
So now it's your turn. Is Floyd right to be worried, or is Terence Crawford's skill too sharp to be shaken? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're hyped for this epic showdown, like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update. We'll see you in the next one. Boxing glove fire optional. Next step: want me to merge all 14 interviews plus the intro into a single script or long-form article? I can format it for a YouTube fight breakdown or hype video, a sports feature article or blog post, a podcast style narration, a Twitter X thread with cliffhanger and engagement prompts.